The next thing I'm going to do is remove the hinge pins from the door so that the frame is light enough to fix. Just to say, I didn't take a picture of it. Today's work was getting the sill in place and level. And what I started with was a row of bricks. You'll see there's some bricks under that sill there. Because this flag is the same height, I thought I'd do the same, so the doors were at the same height, and then bricks laid flat to form something, and then this was placed on it. I left it half a day so it was stable and ready and I could begin to work. But I came back and you know what, it was just going to be too high stepping over that, over this bottom part of the frame. The floor inside will be raised by 60 millimeters probably. If I get 50 millimeter king span floorboarding and some lino on top, so it'll be more or less level with that sill over there. So yeah, it'd be raised, but it was just felt too far to go. So then, after a cup of tea, half a day of it being there, no photos to show you all the work I'd done, getting it in neatly, pointed, all that trouble, levelled, getting it all nice and level. I've taken the bricks out and reset that just on a bed of mortar. So it's now set just 10 millimeters or a centimetre, whatever the thickness of the bed of mortar, and levelled. So much lower than it was. Anyway, there we are. That's the day gone, but I'm sure I'm going to be happy with it. Right, so here is the door and frame as it was removed from a house. I've taken the grub screws out. There's another video showing how to remove a hinge pin, so go and look at that from a UK guy doing UPVC spares. So he'll show you how to take the grub screw out, and that was great. He showed me how to remove it. What I am going to do now is take the weight of the door on these bricks on end in between those hinges in the middle, hope that it's balanced, try and get it balanced enough so that I've taken that hinge pin out so I can take the other hinge pins out, because the frame itself is quite light. The door is one of these steel armature doors, security doors, and therefore is really heavy. So I've got to take the weight of the door somehow in order to be able to take out the hinge pins. Many ways I can think of that you could do that, but the simplest way I can think is if I can balance it on bricks on end and let the frame just hang. Might not be able to do a video of that, and then I should be able to get those other bottom and top hinge pin out, and I then have a frame to fit. Well, the door is up on those bricks. The frame is now hanging from the pins. That's not very stable. So that door's just going to collapse and fall off it when we've got the pins out, I'm sure. I don't know how I'm going to stop that. We'll just have to carry on as we are for now. Well, I packed up behind the door with an empty plastic oil can to stop it falling back. The pins are out. I should now be able to lift it clear of the hinges and drop the frame down. I think it's a door that needs lifting, but that hasn't fallen over yet. At that angle, it seems to be holding. That's where it's going to go. Well, without that layer of brick underneath the door sill, I think I've still got plenty of clearance inside, put a bit of insulation and floorboarding. The frame, I knew it was a touch wider than the opening, and I thought I could trim it by just sawing the plastic, but I was sawing into the metal armature at the bottom there and weakening the corner. So what I've done is I've used the 9-inch angle grinder. Now that will only go in just about 3 inches. So 9-inch angle grinder will get you a cut that's about, it's not 4 inches deep, and that's on a diamond wheel. But I've managed to cut the wall back so the frame fits in nicely. Trim the plastic a little at the top with a protruding brick so that it can be fixed vertically at that side. That's the hinge side fastened to the wall. This side I'll put my timber in and fix that a bit. There's just a couple of masonry screws into the wall at the bottom, and when the cement has gone off again tomorrow, I'll put a couple of masonry screws down through the sill into that flag, and it will progress. We'll be soon having a door on there. So quite happy with how today has gone.